what's up everybody? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. Coming up, episode 171, holders, hinges, and dual extrusion. Would you like to do the next part?
Coming up on 3D Hangouts, we're going to be taking a look at cable management. We're taking a look at a CircuitPython brightness controller for your laptop, and
we'll do some shop talk, do a little bit of layer by layer. We'll take a look at some projects this week and more.
Excellent.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. I'm Noah Ruiz, the designer here at Adafruit, and joining me every week is Mega Man. No, it's Pedro.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Pedro Ruiz, creative tech here at Adafruit, and every week we come to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right, this is a show where we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics to make inspirational projects. Let's start off with the show. Welcome everybody to the show. Thank you so much for joining us. Real quick, programming note, this is 3D Hangouts. We do the show live every Wednesday, normally at 11 a.m., but we got a little bit of scheduled stuff, so we're live right now. It's 10 a.m. here on a Wednesday. So let's run through the stuff we do in the beginning of the show. We have a coupon code for you folks. This week's coupon code is Model 3D.
That's right. Type in Model 3D to get 10% off of your purchase. Works on everything except gift certificates and subscriptions. We still have a nice assortment of freebies available for different tiers, depending on how much you spend.
Yeah, go to adafruit.com/free if you want all the details on that. We have that over here. You can see exactly what tiers are. We have about 3 different things you can get, so yeah. Check those out if you are interested. We also have same-day delivery for the fine folks in the Manhattan area. Certain zip codes apply. Check out the Adafruit website for more details on that. We also have Adafruit Daily. That's a newsletter. You got to opt in for that one. Lots of different categories: biohacking, CircuitPython, 3D printing, and more.
Thank you all for subscribing to those. Those actually go out every day at around 11 a.m.
That's a lot of newsletter.
Yeah. And then we also got the new newsletter featuring all of the new products that come out every week at Adafruit. Definitely be sure to subscribe to that one as well.
That's right, adafruit.com/newsletter.
We'll be up in the chat inside of Discord. You can join many different channels inside there for project help. Community helpers are bountiful. There to help you with your project needs, as well as to hang out and chat.
This is my nice sneaky look. There's some pretty cool photos there that Phil leaked out. He wasn't supposed to share those photos, but he shared them anyway. They look really cool, so check it out. The only way you can see that behind the scenes stuff, upcoming stuff, is to go to the Discord channel. There's a link right above the YouTube chat up here, discord.gg/Adafruit. Let's talk about this week's project.
Oh, first some shout outs to everybody in the YouTube chat room. Okay. So we got Imagination to Form, Yanni, John K.
Hello.
Noah.
Hello.
Ekwa.
Yeah.
Abraham.
Thank you so much for your comments. If you have any questions, we'll answer them as we go through the show. So we'll be here. All right. Well, this is a pretty fun project. Practical 3D printing.
Yeah,
this is really fun.
This week's project is a cable management solution. Let's go over to the overhead. Super simple. Boop. Little model here for doing cable management. So the cables that we're actually managing are the very big charging cables that come with electric vehicles like the Tesla. So we got this guy here, and it simply acts, it has 2 functions actually. So it has the little notch here so you can hold onto a cable charger, as well as this nice little curve here to allow the cables to coil around it. I can actually show that, I can kind of show it here. Goes around like that and snaps in like that.
This cable's like a hose. It's so thick.
The extension cord for that is actually a lot more thicker than that. So the way this is working is with this tiny little nub back there is being inserted into this, and then it counterbalances itself and then is stopped by the edge of this upper wall up here. And then to actually connect this, because we didn't want to drill any holes into our wall since they're covered up by a bunch of the shelves, the exact same shelves that we're using for all the printers here in the garage. So we wanted to have those actually clip on.
That's right.
So we actually have modeled little clips for a lot of the tool racks that we use. You can see some of those back there. And very interesting geometry that you made for these, Noah. They actually have a nice geometry that actually hook on to the folded piece of the shelving unit.
The way it bends back, yeah.
Yeah, so this little part right here grabs onto that and acts as the load-bearing part of that, which is right here. And then additionally, we have another little cable holder for that. So all of the files and the splines that actually make up all of these are all available. So you can adjust this. If you are in fact using something like a shelf, you should be able to edit this so this can clip on. And then you have all the little geometries for holding things like a tool rack or whatever sized cable. You made a nice user parameter, or not user parameter, a simple spline editable.
Oh yes, so the curvature. Adjust. Yeah, you can move it, bend it, all sorts of ways. And we got quite a few layer by layer tutorials on how to use splines and how to manipulate them. If you're kind of a first-time beginner in Fusion 360, all this was designed in Fusion 360, yeah.
Yeah, so it's made with a couple of lofts, and the way that we created the sizing for that, as you saw in the video, was with this handy little tool here.
Look at this tool. This is amazing.
So it is a contour gauge. And the way we use that is that we can press these little, what are they called? These little tabs
like
right
teeth.
here. These little teeth. I'll actually show it. And those will curve around the geometry of the object that you're trying to get to. So that's how we did this, to figure out what the curvature for these were, like that. And then we can draw this on a piece of paper and measure out the fillets that are on there.
Yeah, there's also a ruler on the edge, so you can just kind of count the notches or just use calipers to figure out the exact dimensions of it.
Yeah, so you just push that against whatever object you are trying to look for the
It's a very common tool for woodworking and tiles. A lot of the times you have like a thing that's intersected into the middle of the wall, and woodworkers will use this to figure out exactly how to kind of curve or duplicate something for the lathe, so you can lathe something. Yeah, and there's also a lock mechanism there, so you can lock it down, and it doubles as a ruler. It's got magnets on the back. It's on Amazon if anybody wants to pick one up.
Someone is asking, where do we get these?
You can get it on Amazon.
And then John K is saying that you use the metal pins. Yeah, they have a metal pin version as well. This one's just plastic. Very good features for the price and what you're able to do with this. But there are more higher quality ones that have a higher resolution, as you can kind of tell. Resolution looks like a 0.3 millimeter layer height.
I actually haven't a 0.3, more like 0.4.
0.4 millimeter.
I haven't actually measured the teeth, but the resolution isn't super fine, but it's good enough to get that curve.
Yeah, but super handy for figuring out the curvatures for complex things like that. And like you were saying, the woodworking is where we saw this as a recommendation to get.
I think it was recommended by Donald Bell. I couldn't find it, so I wanted to link to him. So Donald sent us the video link. I forget which. I looked at his library and I was like, which one is it? Oh.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was Naomi. I can't remember. Somebody recommended it to us, and now we're recommending it to you.
So we put these up on Thingiverse along with the Fusion 360 files, and already somebody is modifying these to fit the European, they have a different connect plug. There's actually 3 different plugs. There's one for China, and there's one for us, and then one for the UK.
Interesting.
So,
unfortunately, guys, I'm used to tech drawings. I love pulling up components, looking at the data sheet, and pulling out all the tech drawings, all the dimensions. I don't think Tesla gave us that. So we got to do the best with your calipers and your contour gauge.
Yeah. We also left a nice big space here open for you guys to be able to add whatever logo or text or whatever. Yeah. I just added a lightning bolt to it.
I didn't want to put the Tesla logo because it's a little tacky. So.
Yeah. Let me show what that looks like. Easy to remove, and it's just a simple little lightning bolt there. You can, of course, dual extrude these as well. It's pretty nice.
We're playing with the idea of making it look like the superchargers, you know, the station where it's got like that nice iconic kind of circle on the inside, and it's red, and the outer is a white shell. Kind of ran out of time, and it was unnecessary. This is very... You can use something like wood PLA to just kind of give it that extra kind of look, other than just like this black thing that doesn't stick out.
So jumping into the learning guide for this, because people are asking, where can I find the files for the cable holders?
Of course.
If you go to learn.adafruit.com, should be the newest post there.
That's right. Let me get rid of that.
If you jump into the 3D printing page, that is where all the links to the source files for all of the Fusion 360 files, as well as Thingiverse, Imagine, Pinshape, Cults, where else? All the other places that host 3D files.
Yeah, there they are.
A couple of design or slicing points to go over. If you jump over to the overhead, I did have to use support material because of the curvature that happens right here.
Oh my goodness. Good thing this is a hunk of metal and didn't break.
So this, what's it called? This curve right here needed to be supported, so I added about 20% density support material for the bottom here, just to keep that up. You could actually have this completely flat, but it does allow some space for the wires to wrap around. And I'm just using default supports here off of Cura. Gravity, yeah.
Yeah, gravity.
And it does a really good job of, so we've been slowly switching a lot of the stuff over to Cura just because of the Ultimaker 3s,
and
the profiles.
It's not $100.
And they've been getting really good with the way that the supports are handled, even though they're not customizable like Simplify 3D.
Right, where you can place little pillars in individual spots.
Yeah, but it
might be coming.
They just added tree support if you look at the beta of Cura.
Yeah. Okay.
But it does a really good job of placing the supports down. So of course it does look, you can't really see it there, but it does a really good job of maintaining a nice geometry to that. You could of course also try the PVA for supports, which we'll try a later time.
A little bit more pricey, but yes, you could do PVA. Yeah. And you may or may not want to put support material in here. We didn't really need to.
Yeah.
You wouldn't?
I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Just it'll print faster when all you really need is the supports to be on the underside of this.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you jump back over to the learning guide, standard infill settings, it's about 20% infill. I use the triangular pattern for my infill.
Have you found any difference between them?
I just like the way that it looks like it's strength without all of the, with so much infill, like the rectangular or the grid. I find that it's just as strong while using a little bit less material, I believe.
I'm not putting that much load onto it. Maybe a pound or two.
Oh,
it has no give. I'm pushing all my pressure on it, and it's not breaking.
Even though it's very light, because we are using the wood composite material from ColorFab, the wood fill. If you jump over the overhead, we thought it'd be fitting to have a material that is basically recycled sawdust and cornstarch because it's PLA. That would be appropriate for making a Tesla cable holder. So it has a very nice feel to it. Like I said, it's very light while being very strong. So it's a very nice characteristics of that.
Cool. We got some comments here. John's liking the design. He's thinking of making one for his heat gun.
Oh,
that's cool.
That's a good idea.
I like the holster thing. John,
I want to do that for the glue gun now.
He would print a post or a hook instead of the opening. I see. This is more like a holster, so you have to kind of go inside there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Visualization of Cura for layer.
Oh, I wish it was better. Yeah,
so
it's getting better.
It looks better than it did before.
Right. So the latest 3.0,
so if you
3.x, they look a little bit better than regular 2.
You don't have it, right? Because I already have one. If you go into layer view, I think it looks really good now.
It's really good.
And this is with Cura 3.1. They did add a better layer view.
Did you ever get 3.2 to open? It still crashes.
No. I can try the nightly build. Yeah, I'll try the nightly build for that. But yeah, definitely check out Cura 3.1. They have a much better layer view. It looks very good.
Yeah.
Especially when you're doing like the dual extrusion stuff.
Right.
It does a really good job of visually showing you that. We still use Simplify 3D, as you'll see later on the show, for other handy things. And some of the other printers still require it, like the Type A. I think you're opening it up just to be able to show.
We don't have to, but
you can let it load in the background.
Right.
For the support material, I did a, 10%, and the same thing, triangular pattern for the infill. One thing to note, because of that curve, you are going to have to check on your layer view. You can see the pictures there of what it looks like, just to see what the first layer looks like, just to ensure that it is completely flat on the bed. you want the strength of the clip to be nice and flat and adhere onto the bed. We didn't have to use any brims, just a skirt, just a purge.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Yeah, a brim would kind of make it a little bit harder to get rid of because it's really tight in that little hook area.
Yeah. And if you jump over back to the overhead, just to show what the overhang looks like for the side. Yeah, it's pretty good. There was only like maybe 2 or 3 little stragglers that I left on this one. You can kind of see it's so bright because of the color. You can see just a little bit hangs over, but nothing that, you know, the flush cutters can't fix. And yeah, just big ups to ColorFab. The material prints really well at 285. Usually I get it really stringy using 175 version of this, so I'm really surprised of how good this was able to print.
Especially with retraction. Sweet. Got a question here. How do you get Cura to work with printers that don't have a profile for Cura?
You can create one. So I think you have it open, and there is an add printer option to that, and you can insert all of it. Handles different G codes as well. So you can have like Merlin or the
different flavors.
Different flavors of the way it translates all the G code.
Just go under
go to settings, add printer,
and custom.
Other.
So you can take your so this the person commenting said they have it. They have a built-in in Simplify 3D. I would just kind of take those settings and kind of go back and forth and repeat them basically. So you can add a custom printer here, and I think I'll get a little inputs and stuff. There we go. And here you go. Here's where you type in your settings, start code, end code. All this stuff should be in that Simplify 3D profile if you know how to dig in the
You should be able to import it as well. Yeah.
You should be able to import it. Really?
Yes.
What?
And then if you want a little model just to show the layer.
Yeah, I don't think there's an import.
I think it's in that menu that you were just in. Printer, manage printers.
Okay.
And they got rid of it.
They got rid of it?
They did.
There was an import.
Go to profiles right here.
Well, they have a different profiler. They don't use an INI.
There you go. Import.
Where? Sorry.
Right here. There's a button that says import.
Oh. Does it support?
It supports a bunch of different ones. Yeah, G code. So you can, I believe, import right from a G code. It can read what the settings for that was and create a profile based on the G code.
Yeah, that's a nice
I have
tip.
done that before with
Wow.
Cura G codes, and it worked pretty well. So
yeah, so he's going from Simplify to Cura, which is kind of what we did.
Yeah.
So okay, cool.
It should work.
But if all fails,
it would be pretty close. Yeah. Because the paths that Cura generates are a little bit different than what Simplify 3D creates. So it'll be pretty close. You just got to adjust tweak some settings to make sure that they're matching.
Cool.
And one of the reasons why I have been using Cura more and more is because I like the paths that it's been generating lately compared to Simplify.
Okay.
So assembly for
tools.
this. Yeah, assembly for this super. Oh, sorry. Continue.
I was going to say they're both great tools, and we're going to look at using Simplify 3 to see how we kind of split up a part to make it dual extrusion. It's a little bit later, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Moving on to assembly, super simple. It's just a little bit of cleanup, like we mentioned, and then just attaching these to the shelf. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Super simple. The most difficult part of this was getting all the iterations of the design right, getting all the fittings to work, and of course shooting the video.
Yeah, look at this. Very, very useful.
Super handy.
Yeah.
So again, you could use this for any sort of wiring. The paths are all there to edit, so you can adjust it to whatever your.
Do I have my spool holder installed? Because that was a really good use of anybody can use this thing.
Yeah, very good point.
I made a little spool holder using this exact same geometry and just kind of made this nice long pipe, printed it parallel with the layer lines so that it's nice and strong. So let's take a look at it.
So that is a big point that I want to highlight. This geometry can be used in anything, because if you could take a look at this, it's pretty much the same thing, just merged into the rest of this model. And we took that same idea. We needed a spool holder for the back of the Ultimaker 3, because the spool holder that it comes with is not big enough to accommodate both spools on there, since they don't split them up into two different holders, it's just one that holds both of the spools.
Historically, that's just 3D printers. Like the first project you do with a 3D printer is you make a spool holder.
Spool holder, yeah. So again, the same geometry for the clip for that overlaid on there, and then just attached to a model of a spool holder. So these are, we should put these up as well, because then you can just modify if you need to clip this onto anything else.
It's also optimized for material. You see it's hollow in there.
Yeah, completely hollow, and then chopped off at the bottom here so it can print completely flat with no supports. And if you take a look at the overhangs here, it's very, very well.
Yeah, cool.
The PLA holders are, I'm sorry, the holder is PLA. Yeah, a lot of the stuff we do is PLA. Very few things that we need ABS for, but it is very strong. Like the infill in this
should hold like 8 pounds, maybe even 10 pounds.
At least 10 pounds, yeah.
But kilograms, like, what is a kilogram? 1 kilogram, 2 pounds, 2.2 pounds. All right, 1 kilogram, 2.2 pounds. Yeah, we also have 5-pound spools that work well with it. And because of the nice kind of narrow diameter, most spools will fit in it. Some of the cardboard ones and the plastic ones won't fit in it.
Good segue question here from Stefan, who has a box he'd like to make wider, add some holes, and make it deeper. What free program should I use to edit the file?
Yeah, there's many options.
I'm going to say Tinkercad right away. It's web-based. You can load the STLs inside there, recreate it to just to make sure that it's a nice, even, solid body. You can import any of these, like the geometries, and then just smash them together, combine them to make a something that should work very well for your needs.
I started with Tinkercad. We used it quite a bit earlier, and yeah, it's a great option. Mesh Mixer
can do that as well. Yeah,
Fusion 360, of course. Yeah, give those a try. I like Tinkercad. You can just throw it all together and just
you go to a website, it's ready. You know, you just drop it in.
No installing software.
Yeah.
It's pretty quick.
I think it's the fastest way to do it.
Tinkercad.com.
Even though I would recommend going into Fusion, but not everybody.
Want to do something quick and easy. Let's do that.
I've had to use Tinkercad for some
of the big meshes. Somehow it kind of translate meshes.
It does a really good job.
It does good SVG importing. It does a lot of good things.
Even SVG exporting as well is what I've used it for.
They have smart alignment tools. They have the spline tool now. You can make custom curves.
The Circuit IO is now built into it.
Yeah. No luck with importing STLs in Fusion 360. It's a little bit limiting.
Sometimes
you can't triangulate it really well. So
sometimes the files are too big for it. Yeah, choke on it.
Yeah. Cool.
And that's this week's project.
Yeah, so check it out. Hopefully it inspires you to 3D print some practical stuff. We like all the fun stuff, of course, but every now and then we find a problem and it's like, hey, we can solve this.
Yeah.
We can make a custom thing.
To this week's what are you prototyping segment?
What are you prototyping? We need a song for that.
This week I got this itty bitty tiny
itsy
HID controller. Not for the itsy bitsy. This is for the Trinket M0. So Lamar had a good idea of utilizing an example of the CircuitPython HID controls, which is the human interface device controllers.
So we have a keyboard
keyboards,
library,
mice.
Keyboard library for CircuitPython,
which
one of the
has
biggest libraries that we can.
The actual code for this?
No.
Okay. So we'll release this next week. But what I'm using it as, the new MacBook Pros with the touch bar, I love them, but they always crash. So every time I want to change the brightness or the audio or even the escape key.
You're talking about the touch bar?
I'm talking about this right here, this touch bar, this screen that I don't know why they had to add this. Sometimes I'll go in here to just adjust the volume and it'll crash right there. So annoying. Of course, it's not going to do it on camera now, but every freaking time.
It's always an edge case. Pedro runs into the edge case.
Every time it'll...
Can I just say how... There's nothing in here, right?
Oh, no.
It's so small. There can't be anything in there.
I think you could see the port opening for that for the Trinket M0 on the inside.
All right, so this
So
Trinket
tiny.
M0, so tiny. It's not wired up yet, but we have a circuit.
We have a prototype working on that. I think
on a breadboard.
I think I posted an Instagram of that.
Okay.
But yeah, all it does is control my.
You ever wanted to use a rotary
Brightness.
encoder in Arduino? It's a little bit it's like libraries and stuff to get it to work, but getting this to work in CircuitPython was a lot of fun, and this is going to be next week's project.
Yeah.
So
super
not
simple.
only can you, I mean, it's using the keyboard library, so that means you can, of course, change it to macros, control keys, function keys, everything except the media keys, I think we have supported.
Yeah.
And we're working on that, so
Coming soon.
you can customize and do just about anything. But
I'm
very,
surprised.
very simple circuit. It's just 3 wires. It's not going to be a battery recharging thing because it just plugs
it's just
into
hooked
your,
up to
your
the
thing.
laptop, yeah.
Okay. Sweet.
Can we send both keys and mouse at the same time with a Trinket M0?
I think so. I think you could do up to maybe 5 or 6 keys at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Don't quote me on that. But.
So it's handling 2 keys for this one. So it's handling the control key and the up arrow key for.
Colin Cunningham just did Control Alt Delete, so you can do at least 3 with the Circuit Python. It was Circuit Python, and it's using Circuit Playground.
Yeah, so check out learn.adafruit.com. Colin released that last week, and it is all Circuit Playground HID. I am surprised at how small these nubs that hold the lid onto the enclosure, how small they were able to print.
Yeah.
And this is just with a regular 0.4 millimeter nozzle. Has a nice satisfying click. And if we jump over to the screen, you can see Colin's guide and code for handling
Adafruit underscore hid dot keyboard. That is the library. Good use of mixing that with the NeoPixel library. Sweet. There it is. There's where you change the code. Control, Alt, and Delete. Sweet, sweet.
And then Yanni is saying that John Park actually added the M0 to the at Walker project that he's working on.
Coming soon to the learning guide. It's so tiny. Why is it so tiny?
I know, it's like the smallest, tiniest thing. I love it.
Cool. All right, that's next week's project.
I'm excited that the USB
you have so
hooks
close to the
all
wall.
work really well for this. So definitely got to check out the CAD source files for getting all the mounts for this. I don't believe we actually broken out the Trinket M0 into its own model, have we?
What's funny is we're using our Trinket 5-volt model.
Because the size is different for this between the old Trinket. When you light them up, the mounting holes don't line up. That will really solve
I don't
stuff.
think it is. It's working, right? The standoffs fit. They didn't give you a problem.
It's the updated one, yeah.
What do you
But
mean it's the updated one?
The M0
I only have
one.
one.
Oh, really?
I only have
Because
one model.
when I lined them up,
that's the
they
model.
did not fit. But we'll look at it after the show. But these will be released.
So you had to move the standoffs around?
No. When I hold the M0 Trinket board physically up to the old Trinket board, it's different. Yeah.
I mean, I have the EagleCAD file. I can look and export out a DXF. And
yeah, that's fine. We'll take a look at it
sorry,
next
guys.
week.
You just had a little thing there. That was good. All right, cool. Well, that's next week's project.
Yes, this is very useful for whatever media key you can quickly get to. The other, it's so goofy, use case I have this is when I have a bunch of things plugged into the USB, and I'll plug in my phone or whatever to charge, or something to charge, like a GoPro or my glasses or whatever to charge them, and it'll have a low voltage USB warning, and then like everything shuts off. So like the keyboard that I use to control all that, I can't even get to it, and usually, like I said before, the touch bar is usually frozen, and I can't even get to that either. So this is going to be very handy for being able to plug in and control that, at least that.
Yeah, I would love this would be a great tool for the AT community, so they can make custom controllers and things, so you can easily control lots of different things.
Yeah.
You can set it to macros, so whatever app you're in,
definitely
you can mount it in very different spots.
Definitely customizable, since you do have the ability to click in, so you could like switch through modes maybe, switch through different modes, and like switch through between volume and brightness. So take a look at this next week.
Wonderful. And if anyone wants to pick up the Trinket, it's $8, right? Something like that. Model 3D, 10% off your order. Cool. Okay.
Next up is...
We do some shop talk about some tools, some cables.
Did you want to do the
maybe?
layer by layer?
I will have the labor layer out later this week.
Oh, I meant my
Yeah, we
quote
can look
unquote
at your...
simple layer by layer. So
Sure, let's do that. So we're going to do labor layer.
or should we segue, try to combine this with, how do we segue that to like combine both things? Is it
Oh,
is
I
sort
understand. Yeah, that needs to be with the...
Okay, so this week's quick layer by layer was inspired by community make of this week's Time-Lapse Tuesday by Andrew Sink, the Flexy Rexy model. Super cute. It's not Ninja Flex or flexible material, it's just a bunch of hinges using regular PLA. And then I split the model up so you could do a dual extrusion of it and have a different color for each section of the hinge. Super cute model. When we were trying to find the original creator of this, it went down a deep rabbit hole of remix upon remix.
Yeah, this is an interesting kind of thing about Thingiverse, is that you can have a project branch out into this tree of derivatives. And there used to be a derivative visualizer on the Thingiverse website. I don't know if they still have that, but this one would definitely have a tree that just looks like the tree of life with so many branches sprouting out. So I want to say this is originally designed, the idea was originally designed by Jim Zim, who's on Thingiverse, called it Flexy Rex. And then countless other people have remixed it to make it hinges and then make it a stronger hinge. And then here's another remix before they made it. So there's a lot of history to this. And then Andrew Sink, who runs, is it Carry the What? Yeah, Carry the What and 3D Central YouTube channel. He uploaded a dual extrusion version, which is awesome because we didn't do that. We just kind of, we'll show you how to do it. And he shows you how to do it in Blender.
Yeah, so this is how it's segueing into.
Yes, this is how it's segueing in. So Andrew will show you how to do it in Blender, which is open source and free software. We were able to do it with Simplify 3D, which we'll show you how to do it now. So let's check it out. I'll have this link down below too.
You showed this, right?
Check about.
From Jim Zen?
I did.
Okay,
I have it here. Here's the Flexy one. Jim did 2 different ones. Here's the Robber Rex, the original one.
Yeah, Kirby's pointing out that's the granddaddy of them all.
That's the granddaddy of them all? Wonderful. There he is. Rawr. A very simple geometric model. It's really nice. So
I remember he was posting these for a while. Like he would travel with them, right?
He would travel with them, take a photo as like the gnome, the traveling gnome.
Exactly, the
That's
traveling
super cool.
T-Rex.
Anyway, this is a very, very fun model. Pedro, show us how we can take these parts and make them dual extrusion.
Separated. So inside of Simplify 3D, they have a really good option. I think they started doing this in 3.0. Under the mesh menu, there is a separate connected surfaces option. And what that does is completely separate anything that's not connected. So you have all the pieces of your mesh file, as you can see here, and you can individually select these and then group them together to create a different STL for that. So we're just showing the grabber model here that I've been posting on Instagram.
This is amazing. Print in place hinge design.
Yeah, so you can just shift select all the ones shift select all the individual models and then group them, so you can create the group that'll be like red and the group that'll be blue.
Really easy and quick to do. It's kind of what you're paying for with Simplify 3D to have that ability to do that. There's probably other software that can do it.
And then you can just export each group out into their own individual STL file. I'm just using a binary STL format here. And then for slicing, unfortunately, because I'm using the Ultimaker 3, I really like their profiles, I just imported it into Cura, merged, first selected which section is, whatever
which extruder
color
wants it. It doesn't matter in this case. Sometimes it does.
And then take a look at the layer view here to make sure that everything's all set up correctly. The default setting for the layer or the extrusion width for the nozzles on the Ultimaker 3, the first time it did not work because it was set to 0.35.
They were fused? Really?
They were fused, yeah. So I just lowered it to 0.34, which is what the standard profiles are for the Ultimaker 2s. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the only edit I had to do for a reprint to get these not to fuse. And that worked perfectly. No brims, just a skirt on the outside, 20% infill. My favorite triangular pattern for that. And we'll show that off next week. But that's basically how I created the or turned a solid model into a dual extrusion model. If these were connected anyway, though, you would definitely need to use something like Blender or Fusion to actually
patch up the vertices, maybe.
patch those up, or Mesh Mixer actually as well as good options for that. But if you have Simplify 3, that is a super fast, easy way to do that.
I like this model as a calibration test to see if your dual extruder nozzles are kind of synced up right, calibrated correctly.
Yeah.
Is there any offsetting that you need to do? So,
and that is this
good.
week's quick layer by layer.
Lots of manufacturers are now coming out with dual extruders. Andrew Sink's video that we showed, or that we were kind of showing.
It was the Lulzbot.
Was actually the new Lulzbot version 3 of the dual extruder. It's a new one.
Yeah. So I think it has the ability to do Ninja Flex and other filaments at the same time.
Perhaps. It came out really clean, really nice.
Oh, really?
So
yeah, if we take a look at any contamination, the only one that I can point out to is right here on this little hinge if you want to.
Yeah, let me do some focus here. Manual focus.
Oh, and the other thing I forgot is this is scaled up 150%. Definitely recommended to do that if you want to print one of these out. It feels a lot more better than the original scaled.
We have a baby one and a daddy one. Yeah, so this purple color is the lilac purple from Melt Ink 3D, which hopefully we'll carry soon. The white one is Cool Gray from Melt Ink 3D.
So yeah, just right here is the only contamination that happened.
Very clever design, as all the geometry is optimized for printing with no supports. And you can see his little legs and feet, they all have like these little sort of chamfered drafted angles that allow your printer to print it without too much of an overhang.
There.
Very fun.
Very fun.
It's such a fun. The kids love it, man.
Yeah, it definitely comes to life when you dual extrude as well.
Yeah, definitely. I want it to be purple and green like Barney, but
John is asking, how do we get this shiny flat surface on PLA?
Yes, that is my favorite. That is a glass heated bed. That's what you get with a glass heated bed.
You could also use, if you're printing with ABS, Kapton.
Kapton tape is really nice as well, which is kind of what we started with. There wasn't any blue painter's tape.
Yeah, it was all
back in the day. It was
Kapton
all
tape.
Kapton tape and a heated bed and ABS. There wasn't PLA yet.
Oh, and then somebody commenting that they really love these kind of prints. We have started using the community tab for YouTube.
Yeah, check this out, folks. So we have this new thing. If you go to the Adafruit YouTube channel, there's a little tab over here in between channels and playlists. It's called Community. And what we're going to start doing is using some of these features to interact with folks and get some feedback before we actually release content. So what we did yesterday was release the poll that said, what should we 3D print for the next Time-Lapse Tuesday? You get two options. First one was the Nintendo Switch Joy-Con single grip. Second option was a print-in-place grab toy. 66% of people, out of the 660 votes, voted for the Joy-Con. It's great. We're going to do both of them, but we want to know which one would you guys like to see first. So we're going to do the Nintendo Switch one. Cool. And then we have a lot of great comments as well here. And some people, actually, this is the first time they've seen a poll in YouTube. They're trying to do this more of a community-driven thing where you can post things outside of just the video, which is pretty neat. So we're going to start doing that. And the first one, we tested this about a month ago when we first, they have to kind of enable it on your account. So we asked, what type of videos do you guys like the most? And everyone likes the project videos. Live stream was at the lowest, which we're doing right now, but hey. You guys like the live streams, right? You're watching. So, you know, we take this with a grain of salt, but it's a pretty fun, interactive way to get feedback from the community. So if you like that and you like YouTube, check out the community tab. We're going to try to play around with it more. And thank you for your votes and your comments.
It definitely narrowed down because we had both timelines pretty much halfway done through production. And we're just like, which one do we work on to actually finish it? And this was a good way to get your opinions voiced. Imagination to form makes a good point that not everybody has a Nintendo Switch, so the grab toy.
Then why did everybody vote for the Switch? There was actually a comment that we just got one for Christmas and we're dying to make a project with it.
Well, don't worry, we're gonna do both.
Yeah, we're doing
both. It's just which one comes out first. So it's definitely gonna be a really fun office toy. You know, like especially the really big one.
Thank you, Madable, for the live streams. Yes, we'll continue to use those. Thank you, Noah. All right, let me fix my focusing into this dyno. It's too cute. All right, cool.
This week's shop talk.
We have some cables.
Super handy.
Other than the contour gauge tool, which we linked, we like these cables. We like them so much that we stock them in the store. And
So-
you guys seem to like them so much that we are out of stock. So we'll try to get more. But
Super handy.
These are handy cables. I haven't actually used these yet. Tell me about them.
The reason why they're so handy is because they, first of all, charging and data. So every time we're programming a new board, we still have the charge-only cables lying around just because we need, the lengths of them, the style of them. I like them for charging our gadgets on the go. I need them, so I can't really throw them away. But we still get confused. Even we should probably label them. But every time we want to upload a sketch or something to it, that's probably the first problem of why it's not working, because it's just a charge cable only.
Yeah.
So luckily, these are able to handle both charge and data. And the cool thing about this is it has all the adapters you would need to do both. So I can plug in my CircuitPython, has micro USB by default on there, as well as an iOS device that has the Lightning connection on it, as well as the all-new USB-C, which a lot of the GoPros, a lot of the cameras now are supporting.
And this works with all of the devices?
This works with all of them.
You've tested it with this GoPro here?
It charges with the GoPro. I was able to offload videos off of there really fast.
Okay. Is it USB 3? Maybe. Don't quote me on
I
that.
didn't check the
I'm going to pull up
the
the product page because I have it right here. We have a product page. It's PID 3679. Let's go ahead and link that in here if you'd like those cables. We're trying to get more of them. USB 3-in-1. Okay. Doesn't quite say if it's 3. It's got to be 3 if it has Type C, right? Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It
It
offloaded pretty fast.
But it'll work with Android and iOS, obviously.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
The main thing is I don't have to carry so many cables anymore because I'm only charging one device at a time. So when we're like traveling, I'll leave the whatever device is
That's so
to
great.
charge in my backpack.
It just simplifies. It adds 3 cables in one, right?
Exactly, and nice little thing to keep them all there. I don't think there's a way to remove them, but especially with like the GoPro camera, we're able to bend these out of the way so they're the port's nice and free, so it doesn't get in.
I like how thin the connectors are. They're nice and thin.
Yeah, so very cool.
And it's a braided cable, so it's a little bit more stronger than regular PVC sheathing.
Yeah.
Sheath.
It'll definitely last longer than the default Lightning cable that comes with your devices.
Sorry about that. Cool. It also comes with this little thing here, a little cable thing.
Oh, I always love these little organizers. Yeah,
so nice. A little cable tie.
It's about 100 centimeters long, so it has a nice length to it. So
yeah, 100
for
centimeters, 39 inches.
Yeah, so like perfect for like a bed nightstand or whatever. Should be long enough for that. So definitely really in love with these.
So it's PT. He kept getting them. Said, hey, why don't we stock these? That was his story.
Yeah.
Also, they look like a little person. Hey, what's up? Hey.
Oh, it does.
Oh. That's what he said. Not me. Sweet. Great. So we recommend that.
Sign up for notify when those get back in stock.
Yeah. Cool.
And then real quick, we've been checking out the 3D printing design book from 3D Hubs. We did a live open of that. We're unboxing
I really
of
like
that.
this book. I would like to stock it.
Usually, 3D printing books are like, in the future, 3D printing.
No,
this is how you design.
This one has numbers. This one has.
This is how to lay things out.
Dimensional accuracy numbers. What you want to think about. It's funny because the book is pretty thick, and I only need about this much of it because that much is just about FDM.
Yeah.
And they talk about metal, they
Everything.
talk about sintering, they talk about SLA,
Tensile
DLP,
strength, layout,
things I don't even know about, like binder
orientation.
jetting. What is that? I don't know. So
SLA.
You might have noticed that in our video we did a little animation showing you how strength changes depending on the part orientation. I got that idea from the book. Like I know about it. It's intuitive to me because we've been designing for 3D printing so long.
And that's the problem with us creating these types of videos because it's so intuitive. We don't know that it's like
something that can be illustrated
Exactly.
with visual animations like that. So and plus we had a little bit of time because we weren't making a circuit diagram
or making a huge model or waiting for it to print.
Yeah.
So we're definitely going to be doing a lot of borrowing of animation, explaining how a lot of these things work going forward.
Because it's very useful to know before
yeah.
you start designing, thinking about that as you're designing orientation.
Yeah, like a lot of people don't know about the YHT.
I didn't know about the YHT.
like
it's like the
support.
ABCs of 3D printing. Yeah. There's the actual illustration that I kind of got inspired me. I just made it a little bit cuter and changed the shapes a little bit. And of course animated them. Well, you animated them.
Kirby makes a really good point. You don't have to get the book. You can go right on the website and get a lot of the references for this.
My goodness.
So definitely check out the book. Of course, we like just to have, you know, just be able to flip through.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
flipping through it. I have wonderful photos.
This is probably the next
one.
animation. That is the next one we're going to do. How holes are affected by the orientation of layers
as they're stacking on
top of each other.
Yeah, so you have to accommodate for that when you're designing.
Differences for infill geometry, and if you take a look at the link that Kirby posted, you could take a look at a lot of the layout and things that are
3D printing.
set up in the book.
Post-processing and finishing.
Yeah.
Wow, this is.
I think
this
might be the whole book. So yeah, definitely check this out for any design tips on
geometry restrictions. Yeah, I like this, like minimum wall thickness, right? Supported.
I like this. Beautiful.
Walls.
This is all laid out very well. So definitely check that out. Huge shout out to them for sending this over, and I think we're going to stock this in the store. So a nice reference to have right at your fingertips to be able to look through. They did beautiful pictures and illustration on that. I think that's
water.
Do they have all these in the on the site there?
I'm looking. I don't. Maybe.
I should have it, but yeah, the illustrations on this beautiful, nice explanations. Very well thought out.
Sweet.
Actual designing for 3D printing book,
not an e-book version, maybe.
Oh,
is
okay.
There? Maybe John is asking. I'm not sure.
Maybe. Definitely.
Maybe we should have done our research.
I
like the book. And we're gonna stock the book.
And check it out. Yeah, specifics for just SLA, DLP, all the weirdness that happens with different types of 3D printing. So definitely check out the site, check out the book, and you get 50 bucks credit when you get the book. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, for 3D Hubs. By the way, who's 3D Hubs? 3D Hubs is a network of local 3D printing operators that will 3D print stuff for monies.
Autofocus.
Pretty neat. Oh, I have that. What is going on with that? Yeah, I broke it. There
yes, that is the biggest tip right there from Kirby, why the circles are not smooth from all the stacking going on.
That's right.
Oh, and John said he just found it on his Kindle for 24 bucks.
Excellent. Bingo.
Yeah.
Love it. Thank you, John. So it is available on Kindle. Just search for it.
It's on their website, and we'll have this soon.
The 3D printing book.
If you want to save 10% off the book, wait till we stock it. Or just buy it now. Or just buy it now. It'll take a while to stock these.
It's a great resource. Excellent. Well, thank you guys. What else do we have?
Oh, and it's free if you have Kindle Unlimited. Very good tip.
That's great.
Jumping into... nope, we'll go over that next week. Talk about that next week.
Yeah, we have 10 minutes, so...
okay, yeah, we'll just jump through the Discord show and tell.
Let's do it.
So the main reason why we had to do this show an hour early is a reservation for the Model 3 came up, and today is delivery day.
That's right.
So
2 years in the making.
Almost 3 years.
3 years in the waiting.
The reservation in for that. So right after the show, we got to eat and then head on over to the service center and pick it up. We'll post videos of behind the scenes and all that. Hopefully, the Model 3 charger fits all of our geometry. It should. It looks like it's the exact same plug. Yep. So jumping into the Discord in Show and Tell channel.
This is, of course, discord.gg/Adafruit.
Sophie is doing some really cool scans.
This is her. She scanned herself using the Connect.
Yes.
Using which is Connect, I think, is the software. And I think this is Cinema 4D. A couple people were asking her. She did 3D print it out, which is pretty cool. And Azure Skies is sharing some redoing his desk. That's always a great thing to do. I had a lot of pleasure cleaning the garage. That's not stereotypical. That's real. I actually really enjoyed that. Looks like Chris 3D is sharing an amazing machined out of aluminum and copper. Look at that rose gold. That is not a render.
Love that rose gold.
That is not a render. That is beautiful. That is a beautiful case. I think he might sell them or something. Here's a quick video of just kind of showing it on his YouTube channel. Look at that. That's amazing. This really inspires me to get into machining again, just because the quality is so fantastic. Gosh, it's gorgeous. Super gorgeous. I don't know too much detail about it other than it's polished, and it's from Chris 3D. What is this? Okay, cool. So he does quite a bit of milling on the mill. Milling on the mill. This is cool. Some kid toys and stuff. Look at the shapes on this. It's fantastic. It's a bit of inlay, sort of. Look at those wheels. How do you change those wheels?
Oh my god!
Right? You saw
Holy crap!
Holy crap! That's great.
Wow.
Super clean. Amazing. So
Yeah.
check out Chris 3D on YouTube, and perhaps he has a site somewhere here.
And if anybody has questions too, you can load those.
That's right.
up
People
as
were
we're talking
asking
about.
Chris some
First
questions.
one was from Noah. Yes, we did see the MKB3 Model 3
we
video.
were waiting for that video.
I know.
Oh, God, fun stuff. Yeah.
Really good job on reviewing the UI, all that. Very nice.
Cool. Yanni is sharing some cool stuff here. It looks like a 3D scanning made easy.
Oh,
It's a 3D camera from HP.
wow.
Sweet. So it looks like they're
Oh, I remember this.
Heard about this?
I think they had it at one of the maker fairs.
CES. All right, let's make a coffee mug.
I think it's the one that they had at maker fair, right? Yeah, it was like it shines all the patterns on that board there.
Doesn't use lasers or anything.
I don't recall. I'm sure it says it on there.
ZBrush.
ZBrush. Very nice.
Making a bear. That's cool. Cool video. Okay. I'm just gonna watch this video now.
John K is saying print a scale model of the Falcon Heavy. Another new rocket. Were they launching that today, I
a
think?
scale model of that would be
That'd be so huge.
biggest rocket in the world.
Were they launching that today?
I think. Okay, cool. Taru is sharing his Sparky moment. I think he blew up his pie.
Oh
maybe?
no.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Is that a? what I think it
Yeah,
is?
Imagination of Form has been learning ZBrush. Yes, it is.
I use ZBrush
so weird.
Many
The
a
UI,
couple years ago,
keyboard.
and
I-
Z spheres are really cool. You can make a lot of cool little trees and
I
stuff.
haven't used it in so long that I've completely forgot all the key commands, how to even orbit or rotate around an object.
probably use like
was-
the classic version, like
Oh my God,
before
it was so
they
hard
changed
to
it.
use, but definitely worth the barrier to.
Okay, let's focus.
learn.
ZenMobo is sharing a link here. Arduino project is a little device. It's also with the iTunes for you. There's a video on Instagram of it doing. Okay. We'll come back to this next week. I can't seem to play it here. Okay. Nis is sharing some pots and switches. Probably making some sort of control interface. Using some perf board. Sweet. Good use of perf board. And looks like Cascade is working on a project in Fusion 360. It's a project with a servo. It's an enclosure that will live inside his bag. Probably to have a hole in the bag. Ambient air for measuring temperature and air quality. Sweet. Cool. And here it is, actually printing. Sweet. Nice work,
Oh, wow.
Cascade.
What?
Look at that.
That is awesome.
That'll allow you to
Holy crap.
kind of get the air into the sensor. I wonder what sensor he's using.
That's
That new one?
awesome. Wow.
Yeah, that's really cool. Love mechanical stuff. Super cool.
And there's also some really cool stuff in the live broadcast as well.
Yeah? go in there.
Metable posted his. Wait, no, it was another.
This is like a tool rack of some
Yeah.
sorts? Share your desk. This is wonderful.
Awesome.
Oh, I love that on the
I like how the microphone is set up as well.
I want my
I know we need to
microphone
do
like
that as well.
Really great.
Very awesome job.
Yeah. Love it. Love the
And then
backboard.
Bill Binko saying he's listening to us on the drive to Kissimmee. Hopes
goodness.
we bring the Model 3 up on Saturday for Maker Day. Oh yeah, I definitely got to plug Bill's Maker Day setup for that. Go over to Facebook.
I think
is the
Facebook
first
is
thing.
going to be the best.
The AT Makers group. Yeah, I don't think we're going to Kissimmee until February 28th, I believe.
Okay.
Is the next time we'll be up there.
Yeah, so if you are in the area and you'd like to help some AT folks and do a little bit of hands-on learning and helping, you can help Binko and crew. Yeah, anything I see like project-wise that's AT, I just share it here, just to kind of get let people know like, hey, this is what's showing up in the feed.
Yeah, the link to that is facebook.com/groups/AT makers. All the info of that.
I'll share the link there. And if you're not on Facebook, there's other links. I think just atmakers.org.
And I think that's going to do it for this week. Thank you all for joining every week. Don't forget, later on tonight, if you guys want to show off your projects, you can check out Show and Tell. Airs every week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I would have things to share, but hold on.
Trying
to get the right links.
Put all the links to the AT makers.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So later tonight is Show and Tell at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and Ask an Engineer shortly after at 8 p.m. This is all tonight. Yes.
There will be more coupon codes at 8 o'clock.
New products.
All the secret stuff that Lamar and Philip working on behind the scenes, the factory.
There's some great videos going around. Code.org. Didn't get a chance to talk about them. I think you will play them. Yeah, some really good stuff going on.
Really cool stuff coming up.
City Council person came on, did a little tour. That was really
I think that one was already released, yeah.
It's already released.
And then...
Don't forget, all of your orders support the many lovely people that work at Adafruit.
It's a ginormous...
Keep this thing going.
It's like a clock. There's so many people that have so many... that keep this all going. So... all your orders support everyone here, everyone's 401k, health benefits. Thank you all for supporting us.
John Park is on tomorrow at, I always forget, 4 p.m.
Yes.
4 p.m. Eastern Time.
And don't forget, John also has coupon code access now. So there'll be more coupon codes tomorrow. If you want to wait for the new products that are released tonight, you can definitely add those to your basket. But hopefully they don't sell out. So it's always playing that, that game. Do I wait till tomorrow or tonight for new stuff? Or because I think the last orders ship out like what is it, before 3 p.m. I believe, or 2 p.m. is when the orders start shipping out.
They do.
Yeah,
it's good to know.
Definitely try to put your order in before then.
Okay. Don't forget coupon code model 3D. Much coupons. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We have a lot of fun doing this show, and we'll be here next week. But until then, remember to make a great day.
See you guys.
Bye, everybody.